So we're down here at my workspace and we're getting ready to do this niche in this altered book. I have done nothing off camera yet. I have just gotten my book out that I've been working on. It's got a few pages already done in it. Not a whole lot at this point. I need to decide right off the bat how big my niche is going to be and how deep. I'm not going to put anything too deep in mine. I'm going to use this photo. And I'm going to use a little bit of chipboard, or this is actually grunge paper from Tim Holtz, but either one will work. So I'm not going too deep, so I need to decide how thick my niche is going to be. I think that's good. So I'm going to grab one of my Teflon sheets and throw that in there. Because now what we need to do is adhere some pages together. I'm going to use my gel medium. I've showed you guys how to do this in another video, but we're going to do it again. And what I do, instead of gluing every single piece of paper together, I grab that whole section that I want, and I literally just put the gel medium right along the edge. And that's going to glue my pages together. Instead of doing one page at a time, this is a quick way of doing it. And works just as well as putting one page down together at a time. Actually, I think it's better because I tend to get a little bit of bubbling when I do multiple pages in a row. I don't know why. I think it's just, you know, paper in general does that. So I'm going to go ahead and go along. You want to go along all three edges here to get a good covering of that book. I'm going to lift it up here to get the two top and bottom edge. Hopefully I am showing you this, showing up on the camera. Okay, so you're going to go all around all three edges. I want to say four, but the book only has three edges. Okay, then you're going to put your Teflon sheet in there, and that's to protect the book so that it doesn't adhere to the back page. Because now you're going to close it up, put another Teflon sheet right here, so we have one protecting each side, so it's not going to glue itself together to the book. It's just going to glue that section together. Now I don't need to do this side because I'm using the back of this page and it's already got multiple pages glued together. So I'm going to set that aside and we're going to come back in about an hour and continue. Well, we're back here down at my workspace and we should be dry at this point. So let's open it up, pull out our Teflon sheets. Yep, looks like we're good and dry. Now, if there's any, adhesive over the edge, you can go in and clean it all up. But it looks like mine's actually pretty good, so I'm happy with that. So it's time to actually start making our niche. I'm going to make my niche down here in the corner. So I need to, first thing I need to do is put my image, or whatever you're using. It could be pretty much anything you want. It could be a charm, it could be a necklace from your grandmother, and I am just going to lay this down and then trace around it so I know where I need to cut out my niche. Okay, so I got my trace down, and now you don't want to cut into your book back here, so I'm going to use a self-healing mat, and I'm going to put it below that spot, and I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife. Now you need to have a sharp X-Acto knife, cutting knife, craft blade, whatever you want to call it, and I like to use metal rulers. That way you don't cut into your ruler. And take your time, just keep cutting. You don't have to try to go through all these pages at one shot. Just keep cutting through, little at a time, little at a time, till basically you get all the way through to the back. here and cut some. Okay, across the top. Hopefully my hands aren't in the way of the camera here. I'm trying to do this, but yet keep my hands out of the way. Across the bottom. Now you can start pulling out some pages at this point to see if you've made it all the way through. Don't look like I have. Looks like I've gotten part way through, but not all the way. Okay, feeling it now. Really close right there. Corners always seem to be the hardest to get through, for me at least. Now I actually keep all this and use it for whatever. I don't throw any of that stuff away. I punch a lot of stuff out of paper, leftover papers from my altered books. Okay, looks like we're almost through. Okay, perfect. Now, grab your Teflon sheet again, put it under there, because what I want you to do now is go back with your gel medium, and I want you to adhere the inside of these pages. Just like I showed you along the edge of the book, you're going to do the exact same thing to your little niche. So as you see, I'm shoving the paper, getting it all adhered in there, so it'll adhere all that little niche together. Okay, that looks good. Now, all I'm going to do now, again, put my other Teflon sheet in there, close the book up, come back in about a half hour to an hour, and go again.